You're listening to What She Said on Canada Talks.
We are joined in studio today by our Sirius XM colleague, Rebecca Eckler, whom you all know. And we're talking about some great midlife moments.
Yeah.
And one of them is that we have come to a point where, I don't know, Facebook has become kind of a marker.
Well, it's definitely become a milestone for people in their mid-40s, I would say, because we started that. I mean, when did it start? Facebook started 2004?
Yeah, around the
2011?
2000. Yeah.
So I remember blogging about my daughter who's now 11, or Facebooking about my daughter who's now 11. So have I been, I mean, the time I think I put into it, I think I could have probably built a house. Or
So why do you call it Fakebook?
Well, I call it Fakebook, quite honestly, because I know what's happening in my friends' lives personally, and what they're showing on Facebook is not what's happening at home.
I've many times said that. I aspire to one day live the life you think you're living on Facebook.
I know, people are like, I love your life, and I'm like, of course, I'm only posting pictures of me on vacation, or me, a book I read. You're only seeing the good stuff, people. You're not seeing what's... I'm not on a reality television show.
But I know some people, and some people I dearly love, to be quite honest. And I'm watching them, like you say, I know these people, and I'm looking at this life on Facebook, and I thought, man, you should be writing children's fairy stories. Like, honestly.
Or a cookbook.
Or something.
But the other thing about Facebook that I'm hearing is that, you know, kids now don't want to be on Facebook
their parents
because
are
their
on it.
parents are on it.
Of course, and when
It's
I
like-
see these pictures of these proud parents, and I do like these, I do, I'm a little tearjerker about these, but when you see them posting with their newly 16-year-old child, and the child's like,
oh, I'm
and this mother is writing this gushing thing to the world about how much they like her kids, but yeah, for sure, for like kids, Facebook is over.
I have to admit I'm guilty of this. I do a little bragging. Now my kids are in they're 30 now, but I do a little bragging if they win an award or something happens. I do that. Not with a picture of them.
Yeah.
And I always say, okay, I'm about to brag, just because, you know, Facebook has opened it up so you actually can brag, and it doesn't make you seem so awful.
No, but I do say that, you know, in this particular case, I feel I've earned these bragging rights.
And also,
I own it.
I think, like, mothers, I mean, it's okay, I saw your baby yesterday 5 times. I saw your baby 12 times today. Like, people don't actually realize how much they're maybe annoying people, but I also say with the kids, like, all my pictures go straight to Facebook. I haven't printed out a picture in years. If it wasn't for my parents who actually go to, I don't know, but have time to go somewhere to print it out, literally, my kid, I call them the JPEG generation. Basically, they're growing up as JPEGs, not as pictures.
But do you think that is it us that overshare, or is it this younger people who do? I don't really care what you had for breakfast.
Yeah.
Well, and a lot of people
I don't want to know about those shoes. They're not that fabulous. I mean, I don't want to know every move you make the parking lot at Costco. Like, I don't care.
You know what I hate when people are like, I'm going to the hospital because I just broke my hand and here's my bloody broken. I'm like, I don't want to see it. Why are you? And also, people air. I think it's us. People air their dirty laundry. There's an expectation that's different for kids than there is for people over 40, I would say. I can't believe some of the things I mean. Why are you complaining about your husband so the world can see? It's so, to me, it's airing such dirty laundry, and they don't realize maybe that it's out there. Once it's there, it is out there.
So you're obviously, with an 11-year-old, you're kind of watching, because my kids are not so much on Facebook, more Instagram. You know, they're
and Snapchat.
But 11. What do you think the difference is in terms of sharing, oversharing, or how do they use it differently than we do?
Well, it's funny because my fiance hates when I go on vacation and I post bikini pictures, and I do. And I have a lot of friends in their 40s who do. And I think that's now because in this new midlife, there's no excuse really. There's a gym on every corner. Mm-hmm. There's a cleanse everywhere you look. So if you're proud and you're in your 40s, you know what? I say show it off. I'm all
with
for
you on
it.
that. Yeah.
Like, you know, you're not on a ski slope, so you're not wearing, you know, a snowsuit. You're on a beach. Wear a bikini and show it proudly.
Right.
But as for the kids, there are rules that I do not know about. Like Instagram, I get it, sort of.
What are the rules?
Well, apparently, according to my step teenage daughter, you're only supposed to post once a week. And really, it is just to look at what your friends are. They just look at what their friends are doing.
Once a week because what, they think we overshare?
I
I'm
probably.
assuming, yeah.
Once we start on it, then it's going to be over.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I guess the dividing line is my kids have friended me on Facebook. We kind of have an unspoken rule that I don't go on and comment on their stuff. And they don't come on necessarily and comment on mine. We read each other's. We look at each other's, other than on mine, and I did not post it to my daughter saying, hey, happy birthday, you turned 19, you're legal, go buy me some beer. She commented, ha ha.
Well, yeah, well, that's
about
funny.
it.
But if you wrote this gushing letter
Yeah.
to her, like that was, an essay, would have she been...
Yeah, and by the same token, I'm not going to, like, I've seen the pictures from the party she was at or whatever. I don't go on as, Mom and say, should you have been wearing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can have that conversation at home.
Yeah.
It looks a little
But
much.
I know some people do.
But yeah, but it's fine for the teenagers to post these bikini pictures or whatever. And in fact, every parent now should know that to get your kid into university, all of their Facebook, Snapchats, they need a fake name. They cannot have their name up there.
That's true.
Because university recruiters do look. So if you're out there partying and whatever, make sure you think of a silly name for yourself.
And not only university recruiters, but I hear that HR departments, if you're up for a job, they will certainly go through social media to see what's out there.
For sure they will.
For sure they will.
And
so do you think, I don't think we thought about that. Although we
didn't have the internet.
Yeah.
Well, but we didn't really think about crafting our brand on Facebook. It was more like, and I wasn't on it much anyway. I mean, it's in the last few years I have been
But
more.
it becomes addictive, and that's our, generation. Let's use Facebook. Do I need 5 or 6 different social media platforms? Well, business-wise, maybe, but it's such a time consumer.
Oh, I know
It
people
really
that
is.
are on there for hours and hours and hours.
But I'm with you personally. It's become my photo album.
Yeah, it's become my fold album, and you know what? Sometimes I do like seeing things, but I'm like you. Okay, it's like, thank you for sharing me your dinner. But for some reason, and I've also started to do this for a whole entire year, I wished everybody on my list a happy birthday if it comes.
I like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I realize that it's kind of nice because all these strangers are saying, if I write happy birthday, they're like, thank you so much. That was so nice of you to think of me. And I'm thinking, oh God, so on the one hand, we are so narcissistic, taking all these selfies and putting them up. But on the other hand, who knows is out there, maybe the loneliest person in the world, and you just wish them a happy birthday and it made their day.
Yeah.
Well, there must be a lot of people on Facebook and on other social media who maybe are lonely, and that is a bit of a social life. It might be a fake social life to you or to me.
Absolutely.
But to them, it is a connection.
It's a connection.
It's a connection, and a connection is better than no connection.
But I also find it now, people are becoming lazier and lazier. It's like if you Facebook out, where can I find a couch at, name a cross section? People, why don't you just Google it yourself? Like, how lazy are we becoming? Now, when you throw out, where can I get dog food? Well, look it up, Look it up.
The only thing I don't like about it is I think people, I just used to say yes to everybody. So now I'm at my 5,000 limit and I know a few people, but, basically tons I don't know. And I just find the messaging is just relentless. Like the
private messaging?
Yeah, no, well, whatever, on Messenger. I don't even know you.
Oh,
Like,
I know.
hi,
I
how
get that
are
all the
you?
time.
What are you doing today? Where, what?
Well, the funniest thing I saw ironically on Facebook was helping stalkers since 2004, and it is so true.
It is.
And I just mentioned something on my Facebook page today, wondering if teachers look at their students' parents, because if I was a teacher, I would so be looking. I would so be stalking the parents.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You'd be stalking the parents.
No, not stalking the parents, stalking the teachers. Like, kind of like, what do they do
What
in
do
their
they
spare
do?
time? Like, someone I wouldn't never know. I'm not interested in stalking ex-boyfriends. Honestly, I block them immediately. But for people like teachers, it's like, ooh, what do they do on their weekends? Like,
Who are they really?
yeah, like who are you really? And then
But do you really think you can find out who somebody is really on Facebook?
well,
It depends on the person.
it's fake book. So
Yeah.
again, when it comes to posting pictures, you're only seeing the first of 12 shots that have been taken before that. And that's the one that I'll put up.
You're seeing what they want you to see.
Yeah.
So you're not seeing maybe the whole picture.
But
I mean,
further to what Rebecca was saying, though, yeah, I think maybe looking at certain people, whether it's teachers or maybe, I don't know, your lawyer or somebody.
Well, everybody
because-
Googles everybody these
and if
days,
you go
right?
on and see, okay, maybe someone's being very specific and being very strategic of what they post, but boy, that would be red flag city if my kid's teacher had all kinds of like doing jello shots and everything else on their Facebook and maybe weren't so concerned.
Or the other way around. In my case, the other way around. My daughter's teachers are probably going, "Oh my God," because mine's public. You can look at everything, but yeah. So I can't really get. And the other thing about Facebook is, for our generation, because we're on it so much, we can't lie anymore. And same with the teenagers. Like if you say, I can't go out tonight because it's my great aunt's 85th birthday. Well, guess what? If you Snapchat something and you're out somewhere
Yes.
else, people are going to notice. It's almost like you have a surveillance camera on you at all times. So when I lie and I don't want to go out, I just don't Facebook that night.
well, I know somebody who was fired for saying they were sick, and then pictures appeared of them at a party.
Well, maybe she felt better.
Yeah. Like,
Maybe.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe she-
because it was like within a minute.
Oh, with a minute.
Within a minute.
Well, work
Sorry,
makes me
can't,
sick
can't
sometimes
come
in a
to
minute.
work.
Well, that's what I mean. Really, use
So
your
it's-
common
it-
sense on Facebook. Or
But it's sort of like the lying thing. You tell one lie, then you've got to tell 5 lies to cover up that lie, and then 5 lies for each of those lies. It's way too complicated. It's just easier to tell the truth. So here with social media, trying to manage what you're saying where to whom, at what point, becomes complicated.
And also, when we're in our 40s, because that's the age I think mostly use Twitter and Facebook. Those are our two things. And I find now when I go with my friends, some of them who are really, really into Facebooking will spend 25, 35 minutes taking a picture of each other, taking pictures here and there. It's like, did I even enjoy that evening? Okay, let me go to my Facebook page and check. Because I'm not living in the moment when I'm taking pictures to put on Facebook.
That's true.
Well, Rebecca, before we let you go, what's the plan then? Are we all giving up Facebook if we're 45 and over?
Listen, if Facebook suddenly shut down completely for whatever reason, I might only be sad about the pictures
me
I've
too.
lost. But other than that, I think it would give me a good 4 or 5 more work hours in a day.
I think I'm going to go to Walmart and start printing.
I know, we need to print pictures.
Or at least put them on a CD. Thanks so much, Rebecca.
Thank
New
you.
Midlife Media, though. Listen for it.
Yes, newmidlifemedia.com. You can check it out.
Excellent.
Click the channel subscribe button for full-length interviews and more from What She Said here on YouTube.